With Inauguration Day just around the corner for Trump 2.0, one commentator says there will be millions of people around the country who will declare on that day, Trump is not my president.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm Jasper Gonzo, and this, at the end of the day, no one gets back.
That is true.
You hear that?
How did we get here?
It's all the crying.
Why?
And it's what's next. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jasper Gonzo. What's next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Wednesday. Well, confirmation hearings are well underway, and of course, Pete Hegseth is getting roasted and toasted, but Pete Hegseth still smelling like a daisy and slamming them all down. But not here to talk about that. That was in my last video. This video, with the inauguration just around the corner, some people are saying that once it happens, and Trump is, not elected, but once he takes the oath and he's back in office again for round two, saying millions of people around the country will declare Trump is not my president. As someone who voted for Trump, I don't give. But here we go. This coming out of Breitbart. MSNBC's, the channel that no one really watches anymore, Jolly. Okay. Tens of millions of Americans will say Trump is not my president on Inauguration Day. Oh, what a pity. Let's hear his words of wisdom.
So, David Jolly, as we sit here after seeing the first confirmation hearing for the first of Trump's Trump 2.0, we look at, by Trump's own framing of what Trump wanted 8 years ago, what he's attracted to now.
Sure.
What are your thoughts?
I think what we're seeing in Hegseth is an example of someone, unlike Mattis, Kelly, and others, who will be unwilling to push back on Donald Trump at pivotal moments. We saw today, if Esper said no to shooting people in the streets, would Hegseth do it? On questions related to the Pacific Rim or troops in Syria, where perhaps Mattis, Kelly, and others had some type of influence on Donald Trump, it appears Hegseth will roll over. I think the bigger picture for a lot of Americans over the next 4 years, you can bring in the Jack Smith report into this as well. We now know Donald Trump laid the predicate of the big lie. He invited people to D.C., sent them to the Capitol. He's guilty in the minds of millions of Americans. His cabinet picks will be unqualified. Donald Trump will be a danger to national security. The inauguration is next week. And as we see Democratic senators try to push back,
like Charlie Brown's teacher,
I don't think what we saw among Democratic activists in November was defeat. I think it's just fatigue. And I think you're going to see some hard wrestling with this question.
Fatigue.
Statement that Donald Trump's not my president. And I know that conjures up some hard patriotic questions. And I don't mean to do that. But what I mean by that is Donald Trump is somebody who broke his oath to us. Why should he expect our oath to be given to him? When we have seen his willingness to break the Constitution, to try to conspire to defraud the American people, to cheat and to pervert the American spirit and American ideals. We're seeing this in the Jack Smith report today in writing. We're seeing this in the United States Senate today. There will be millions, tens of millions of Americans next week on Inauguration Day that say, that's not my president. And I think that's a hard conversation to have, but an important one for the next 4 years.
You know who says that he is my president? 60% of the country. That's what counts at the end of the day. The fact of the matter is that for this guy to throw Trump under the bus and says that, that he's broken laws, that he's disgraced himself, that that he has disparaged the will of the American people, and yada, yada, yada. So for the last 4 years, we've had who? Did we have Sane? Sane who in the White House? We had a dementia riddled old man who barely knew what day it was, who barely knew what color socks he was wearing, but he did like ice cream, who was a traitor, a fraudster, a clown, a buffoon, a moron. We got laughed at on foreign policy. We got laughed at on economic policy. Borders were out of control. 15 million illegals flooded over the borders. How many illegals were killing innocent Americans? But yet, don't get me started on inflation, because we've had the highest inflation since Carter. We still have high gas prices, high food prices, high this, that, and that prices. But yet, Biden, he was great. according to these clowns on MSNBC, Biden was the almighty, you know? And of course, you know, he had a wonderful son. But anywho, is Trump going to be better than the first round? Absolutely. Is he going to have better people surrounding him the first round? Absolutely. Is he going to have better cabinet picks than the first round? Absolutely. And these clowns don't get it. It's not about fatigue, the reason why you guys lost. You guys lost because you try to run on one single stupid narrative, you know, or should I say two? Abortion, my body, my choice, and transmentalism, transanity, trans idiocy. That's what you ran on. And of course, you had the worst candidate since Hillary Clinton tried to become president. So I forgot her name, but anyway, I know she drinks a lot. But you guys are clowns. You guys are fools. So suck on that for the next 4 years. Try to figure something out, because it's not going to happen, because no matter what you... And when you are throwing candidates around like Sandy Cortez, you know, who was barely a bartender, and she's been a complete buffoon as a congresswoman, you guys are in for a long haul, bud. A long, long haul. But, you know, keep the butt hurting, keep clutching your pearls, keep your rectums clenched, and keep crying. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please have a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to... Oh, by the way, the whole, you know, he's not my president thing, it's not the first time this has happened. You know, this happened under Clinton. This happened under Obama. And I wasn't one of them. I voted against both of them. But at the same time, they were my president. I never declared anything else. But you libs, you guys, keep doing what you're doing. And we'll see you next time. Peace.